Hello and welcome to Compendium Trivia, your one-stop shop for fascinating facts from the world of history and geography. Today, we're diving into the wonderfully weird world of national flags. Believe it or not all flags are boring rectangles with stripes or stars. Some flip upside down, some vary on both sides, and one is so long it looks like a flag version of a dachshund. Just for the record, we're talking only about flags of fully sovereign countries. So, sorry Wales, we'll skip your cool red dragon flag this time. Without further ado, join us in our version of Sheldon Cooper's Fun with Flags show. Just as nerdy, but with slightly better jokes. Let's start in Southeast Asia with the Philippines, whose flag has a built-in battle mode. In peacetime, it's blue on top and red on the bottom. But when the country is at war, they flip it upside down, putting red on top. It's the only national flag designed with this feature. You've been warned. If you ever see Filipino flag inverted, you better run before they throw a few rotten balutes at you. For those who don't know, balut is a Filipino street food delicacy, a fertilized boiled egg with a little baby duck inside the shell. Tasty as it may be, trust us, you definitely don't want to be headshot with one. Next up, the rebel of the flags world, Nepal. You know the drill. Basically, every country's flag follows a classic rectangular shape. But Nepal decided to toss that idea straight off Mount Everest and come up with something entirely different. In other words, they took two triangles and made a flag out of them. As a result, Nepal has the only national flag in this bizarre triangular shape. The triangles are said to symbolize the Himalayas, where the country is located, and the nation's two main religions, Hinduism and Buddhism. The sun and moon on the flag also have symbolic meaning. They represent the hope that Nepal will endure as long as the celestial bodies themselves. Curiously, in the past, the Nepalese flag featured human faces on the sun and moon, giving it a cute emoji-like look. Nepal's flag is Geometry Geek's wet dream and wins a bonus point for creativity. Speaking of unusual flag shapes, did you know that Qatar's flag is known as the longest national flag in the world? Its ratio is a bizarre 11:28, making it look like it was printed in panoramic mode. It's said that Qatar intentionally chose this shape to make its flag instantly recognizable and distinct from neighboring Bahrain, whose flag looks very similar, but with a standard ratio. Or maybe, just maybe, it was made extra long to make up for the Emir of Bahrain's other shortages. Only Allah knows the answer to this question. Moving on to Belize, the Picasso of flags. It has more colors than any other national flag, an astonishing 19 in total. It's due to a complex coat of arms that it features, with two men, one of African descent and one mestizo, holding woodcutter's tools. Interestingly, Belize's flag is one of only two national flags in the world that feature human figures. We will reveal the other one later in the episode, so stick around. The entire design is full of symbolism related to lush forests growing in the country. Trees, leaves, woodcutting tools, and even the motto Sub Umbra Floreo, meaning I flourish in the shade, ties back to the forest theme. You could say that the Belize flag is like a loggers' labor union poster, fluttering proudly in the wind. With such a complicated design, it must be pretty challenging for Belizean kids to draw their country's flag on Independence Day. Now we move on to South America, where Paraguay owns the only two-faced flag in the world. This is not a joke. Paraguay's national flag really has a different design on each side. On the front, there's the national coat of arms with the inscription Republic of Paraguay. On the back, there's the treasury seal, showing a golden lion beneath a Phrygian cap, along with the words peace and justice in Spanish. There are a few other flags with double-sided designs, but only at the regional or provincial level. Paraguay is the only fully sovereign country with one. If Batman's villain Two-Face ever picked his favorite flag, it must have been Paraguay. There's another flag that plays around with designs on both sides, but not in the same way as Paraguay. Saudi Arabia's flag is deep green, the color of Islam, with a sword and Arabic text reading, "There is no God but Allah, and Muhammad is his messenger." This is the so-called Shahada, the foundation of Islamic creed. Because the Shahada is sacred text, its sign on the flag must never appear mirrored or reversed. To ensure that, the flag is made from 2 layers of cloth, with the inscription and sword embroidered on both sides, always facing correctly. Interestingly, it's also forbidden to print the Saudi flag on t-shirts, mugs, or souvenirs, because apparently Allah wouldn't like that. It's also never lowered to half-mast, even in mourning, as that would be considered blasphemous. The same rule applies to the flags of Afghanistan, which is pretty boring and also features the Shahada, and as well Iraq, which instead of Shahada has the Allahu Akbar inscription in its design. So, you could say that some flags are not just flying high, they're actively spreading religious agenda. Next up, Bolivia, the only country in the world that has not one but 2 official national flags of equal status. The first is the pretty ordinary red, yellow, green tricolor. The second is the Wifala, a stylish multicolored checkerboard straight out from Love Parade. It is symbolizing the country's indigenous peoples and the provinces of the former Inca Empire, which was partly located in the modern-day Bolivia. It became an official national flag in 2009 to honor and strengthen Bolivia's indigenous heritage. The Wifala isn't used exclusively in Bolivia. It's also flown by other Andean peoples across South America. It even comes in a couple of slightly different variants. Same but different, so much so that it could be used by your optician for vision testing. You must admit that the Wifala flag is really fascinating and completely unique due to its colors, heritage, and design. To us, it looks like a pride flag designed by an Inca mathematician. Pretty sure the LGBTQ community would give Bolivia's flag a thumbs up. All right, let's go back to Asia. Ever noticed that the red circle on Bangladesh's flag looks a little off-center? No, that's not your eyesight failing. The circle is actually shifted toward the hoist side. The designers did this so that when the flag waves in the wind, the circle appears perfectly centered. It's the only flag in the world with a built-in optical illusion. Interestingly, right after independence in 1971, Bangladesh's flag had a map of the country pictured inside the red circle. However, the map could not appear correctly mirrored on the reverse and thus seemed distorted. Printing this flag was also a nightmare from a technical standpoint, so they soon simplified it to the version we know today. Anyway, if you ever think that you need a new pair of glasses when looking at the Bangladesh flag, relax, your eyes are okay. It's not you, it's the design. Moving on, have you ever dreamt of flag designs that ditch boring stripes and feature something different and more exciting? Like a dragon, for example? Actually, there are 2 countries that got exactly this idea for their flags. Bhutan's flag features a magnificent white dragon symbolizing purity, power, and the protection of the realm. But Bhutan isn't the only country with a dragon on its flag. The second nation with a dragon flag is far less obvious. And no, we are not talking about Wales. We'll give you a hint. This country is even smaller than tiny Bhutan. 5 seconds to think. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Did you get it? It's Malta. In the top left corner, the Maltese flag features the George Cross, which depicts St. George slaying a dragon. Though it's so tiny, you'd need a magnifying glass to notice. Malta's flag is exceptional for one other reason. Remember when we said that Belize is one of 2 flags in the world featuring a human? Well, the second one is Malta, precisely because of the dragon-slaying image of St. George. Okay, so the dragon flags are sorted. Now you may wonder if there are any other flags depicting a different mythical creature. There is one strong candidate, Zimbabwe. This country's flag features an interesting depiction of a golden bird nested inside a white triangle. Its design is based on stone carvings found in the ruins of Great Zimbabwe, a medieval stone fortress unique to sub-Saharan Africa, which also gave the country its name. But here's the catch: no one knows exactly what kind of bird it is. Some say it's a real species, perhaps an African fish eagle. And others insist it's a purely mythical creature, without any reference to an actual animal. No one knows for sure. The Great Zimbabwe ruins have been abandoned for centuries, and there's no one left to confirm either version. There are a few other flags with mythical birds on them, or kind of. I say kind of because it's actually an eagle, but double-headed, so unless it's a Siamese twin eagle, it must be mythical. This eagle comes from Byzantine tradition and is featured on the flags of countries influenced by the Byzantine Empire, such as Serbia, Albania, and Montenegro. All right, that's enough of flags with weird creatures. Now we move on to flags that proudly advertise the countries they belong to. For starters, Cyprus and Kosovo are the only flags that feature the outline of their respective countries. But Cambodia went even further. It put its greatest architectural treasure right in the center of its flag. That's Angkor Wat, the largest religious building in the world. Originally at a Hindu temple and later a Buddhist site, it's Cambodia's pride and a national symbol. Cambodia has the only flag in the world that features a real building, not an abstract representation of a castle or something. You could also say that Cambodia's flag is the only one that doubles as a travel brochure. We will finish the episode with explosive flags that feature firearms. There are plenty of countries whose flags have swords or other melee weapons, but there are only two that have actual guns. There's Guatemala with its complex coat of arms featuring old-school rifles. Another interesting case is Haiti, the only country with cannons in its design. By the way, make sure to check our episode about the fascinating history of Haitian emperors, linked in the description. Anyway, both Guatemala and Haiti are beaten by Mozambique, which takes the crown for featuring probably the world's most recognized firearm. Mozambique flag portraits an AK-47, tastefully crossed with a hoe and a book, symbolizing defense, agriculture, and education. If flags could talk, this one would probably say something like, "Don't mess with me, pal." And there you have it, the wonderful, colorful, and occasionally bizarre world of national flags, each of them telling a different, fascinating story. If you enjoyed this flag-filled adventure, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. Tell us in the comment which crazy flag is your favorite one. We will be back soon with more mysteries from the wild world of history and geography. Stay tuned.